I didn't say I told you so, even though part of me could have. Because the second I saw Chloe standing there, I knew life had already done that for me. She looked different. Not physically exactly, just quieter. Like someone had finally interrupted the version of reality she'd been living in for years. I let her in, and for a few minutes, neither of us really spoke. Then, she looked down at her hands and said, "He's been cheating on me since before the wedding." Not emotional, not dramatic, just tired. Apparently, one of his coworkers reached out to her after finding out he was married, and once Chloe started digging, everything fell apart fast. Messages, hotel receipts, entire weekends he claimed were business trips. And the worst part? Half the lies overlapped with the time he was lecturing her about independence and boundaries and protecting their relationship from outside influence. I remember leaning back on the couch thinking how insane it was that someone could destroy relationships they actually had just to protect one that wasn't even real. Chloe kept talking after that. Faster now. Like once she started, she couldn't stop. She admitted Ryan always hated how much she depended on me. Not because he wanted her independent, but because he hated feeling like someone else mattered more than him. Every time I helped her, every time she called me first, every time my name came up in a decision, he'd twist it into something unhealthy until eventually she started believing him. "He made me feel embarrassed for needing you," she said quietly. And honestly, that sentence hurt more than the wedding thing ever did. Because I never wanted her to need me forever, I just didn't want her to feel ashamed of it. Then came the part I wasn't expecting. She started crying. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like someone finally letting themselves be exhausted. "I thought if I chose him completely," she said, "he'd finally stop making me prove I was loyal to him." Silence sat there for a second after that, because suddenly everything made sense. Not in a way that excused her choices, but in a way that explained them. Ryan didn't isolate her because he wanted privacy. He isolated her because insecure people always need to become the center of someone else's world. And Chloe, being Chloe, thought love meant giving people whatever they asked for until they stayed. She apologized eventually. Really apologized. Not the vague, "I'm sorry you felt hurt" kind, but the kind where someone fully understands what they actually did. She admitted she kept expecting me to stay no matter how badly she treated me because I always had before. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. The weirdest part is I did help her after that, just differently. I helped her find a lawyer, helped her get out of the lease, helped her figure out finances again, but this time there were boundaries. Real ones. No endless rescuing. No automatic access to me just because we were family. And surprisingly, that's what finally made our relationship healthier. Not the years of sacrificing for her. Not the wedding drama. Boundaries. Sometimes I still think about that night in her apartment when they uninvited me from a wedding I was basically funding. And honestly, it was probably the best thing they ever did for me. Because if they hadn't pushed me out, I never would have realized how much of my life was built around being useful instead of being valued.